welcome to class number 11. This class, as you watch it, there may be a lot of separations, there may be a lot of editing, because I'm telling you, it was an absolute intense class. When you're learning about the compensation plan, you should have heard all the questions that are coming forth and people asking about particular situations within their compensation. And it was pretty intense. And when you're talking about numbers, especially something that is brand new and really you may not have a lot of understanding about, you may want to revisit, rewind, replay some of the sections of this training, because once you learn how the power of Advocare and how we compensate the distributors, the more you're going to be excited about it.
So the reality for me is that numbers are a little bit of a challenge. So when I first got into Advocare, and I was asking Bob, now, how do we get paid, and how does this work? And he just seemed to pick up on the numbers, and he's very intelligent with numbers. I was like, I'm not getting this at all. And so I had to hear it over and over and over and over again. And in my own mind, I thought, am I ever going to get this? But you know what I did? I just watched it and watched it and watched it. And one day, it just all made sense, seriously. And then explaining it is a whole other ball of wax, because understanding it is one thing, but explaining it to somebody else is another whole other challenge. But you're going to do both in this class. You're going to learn it and explain it to somebody else. But this is what I want you to know. We've had people who kind of just close their ears to the pay plan and just, if they don't like numbers like me, and just run and help people. And that's what we want your focus to be. But do you know that kind of playing the ignorance role in the pay plan will hinder you a little bit? Because what we know is that when people learn the pay plan, it's like this lid comes off of them, and they all of a sudden go, oh, I get it. And they now can see the bullseye. It would be like taking darts and just throwing them and hoping they hit something, and then one day you understand the pay plan and you see the board. You see where you're supposed to hit your darts. Because if you're building a really organization, it's very strategic how people fall in line and how your numbers come together. And thank goodness the computer system figures out all the numbers for us, but understanding it will set you free and can potentially advance you very quickly in this business. So take the challenge, understand the pay plan, and watch this over and over and over again if you have to. Let's go to class.
We're in class number 11. That was good, doesn't it? We're in class number 11, and I'm going to be talking about the exciting subject of the pay plan. Now, some of this, what I'm going to be talking about, it may be redundant for you. It may be a repetition of terminology you may already know. But for some of you that are brand new or have been in Advocare for a short period of time, some of this Advocare lingo that we start throwing out there, like, it's amazing how I know the Advocare lingo and I throw it out to you, like a term called PGV. Now, understand the word PGV is not common conversation outside of the world of Advocare. So it's not one of those things we like to talk about. Pay periods, star legs, business volume. Do we talk about that outside of Advocare? And so a lot of us, when we hear those terminology, we don't really know what I know about it, but you may not know about it. And so we're going to kind of help you out through this process. And it's going to be building on each other. So class 11 and 12 are going to be combined about the pay plan. But class 11 will lay on the foundation of terms that we're going to use in class 12 as well. So you may want to refer back to class 11 or this class and kind of get some of the terms down. First term I want you to understand, and this is a term that I'm surprised at how many people really don't know what it is. And it is called a pay period. In Advocare, we get paid off of pay periods. And what a pay period is roughly a 2-week period of time. It ends on the first and the third Tuesday of every month. And it's one of those things where it's a beginning point of your business. We all start at zero. I'm going to give you an example really quickly. This happens to be August of 2011. If a pay period ends on the first and the third Tuesday of every month, and what I'm going to need is I'm going to need some class participation. So you all right with that? Can you because the reason why if I don't get class participation, then some of you will start, your eyes will start going, don't glass over on me as far as you want to make sure you're with me. So I'm going to get some class participation here, okay? So we're talking about pay periods. If it ends on the first and third Tuesday of every month, what was the first pay period that was ending in the month of August? August 2nd. Well done, guys. So we have a pay period ending on August 2nd. Well, the great thing about a pay period ending is we have a brand new, fresh start right here. And this is the beginning of a pay period. It's August 3rd. The great thing is, all of us, every single one of us starts at 0 on August 3rd. The reason why pay periods are relevant is because when we're talking about paychecks, we all have a beginning point, we all have the ending point, which in this case, it begins on August 3rd. When's the close of that pay period? August 16th, exactly. And so what people are looking at is when they're looking at their calendar and looking at pay periods, we're paying attention to this date, but we all begin on this date. And when we're talking about, the mixers that are taking place everything is going to lead into the close of the pay period. And the reason why the close of the pay period is so relevant when we're talking about getting to advisor, how we get paid here. For all of us that have been in AdvoCare for an extended period of time, we pay close attention to the close of the pay period. But when Jen and I first got started, we paid very close attention to that based upon the bonus structure. How much volume we were creating over over a period of during the pay period. Also, our goal every pay period was create $1,000 worth of volume every pay period. And so many of us, when we wake up August 17th, and the pay period is already come and gone. And we're like, oh, we just finished with the pay period. And we're wondering why our paycheck is not necessarily growing. Don't let this just be another date. This is a very important date in AdvoCare. Now we're talking about volume. Let me give you some definitions really quickly. PGV, that stands for personal group volume. That's retail volume. Now, what's the personal side, what's the group side, and what's the volume side? Okay, so I just want to kind of break that down for you. First of all, personal volume. As far as personal volume in the PGV, the personal volume side of it is your personal orders, plus anybody that gets on your website as a retail customer and orders product, plus anybody who is enrolling as a wholesale customer that is not in the process of becoming an advisor. So if they order less than $500 worth of volume of product, so less than $500 of retail value of product, they're considered part of your personal volume. Now I'm going to give you some examples that can help illustrate this a little bit. What is group volume? Group volume is anybody that becomes a wholesale customer with you that is in the process of becoming an advisor and qualification for an advisor. So basically they have over $500 in PGV themselves and they become part of group volume. The reason why the personal and the group volume are so relevant is in the process of becoming an advisor. It becomes less relevant after you've already become an advisor, but as the process of becoming an advisor is very important for you to pay attention to that in your business. What is business volume? Business volume is very important in class 12 when we're learning the third and the fourth way of getting paid. Business volume, because some people have that question when they make an order and they see the retail value and all of a sudden down below this is business volume. They're like, what is that? And it really has no relevancy whatsoever in regards to making an order. But business volume is very important to a figure that we're going to be calculating down the road in class 12. And business volume is roughly half of the retail volume of the product. So PGV is half of PGV on average, so 50% of that. But I just want to let you know some of those definitions on the front end as we build on these classes, and you're going to get a better understanding as far as how the class is going to work. So we're talking about PGV. Let me break it down for you so you can have a better idea. And it's very important, especially everybody here in this class is an advisor. But if you're helping somebody get to advisor, you want to know. It's very important for you to understand what personal volume, what group volume is. If you don't know that, you're going to have a hard time helping people work their way up to an advisor. You're going to be calling your mentor and saying, how much product order they need to make, and it gets confusing, right? How many people have been in that situation where you're helping somebody get to advisor and you don't know what they need to do? Well, after knowing some of these terminology, you'll know how to do it. Let me give you some examples. Now, I'm going to need some class participation here. You down with that? All right. Say, this is you. You make a $200 product order. You have somebody with you, and you're already an advisor. You have somebody with you make a $500 product order, and they become a wholesale customer. Then you help somebody make a $150 order. You help somebody else make a $150 order. Okay, tell me this. What's your personal volume right now? 350, exactly. And the reason why is because, remember, what's the definition of personal volume? It's your personal retail orders, retail customers that order, but then plus anybody who makes an order less than $500. So right here, this is part of personal volume. Now, if this order happened to be 500, what would it be considered? Group volume. Now, how much group volume do you have? 650, exactly. So are you getting the process here? Now, any volume that takes place from here down, from this personal, because this is somebody who's in qualification towards advisorship. No matter what this order is, this person is qualified. So in this case, your personal volume happens to be 350. Your group volume is 650. Your total PGV is $1,000. Now, what's his personal volume? 650. I mean, now, because his personal order is $500, plus he enrolled somebody as a wholesale customer, it's $150. Is that making sense? Now, again, this is for you. If you're already an advisor, you just look at volume. I mean, you're looking at this number right here. That's all you're looking at. But if you're helping somebody get to advisor, these figures right here become very, very relevant. Pay attention to these things when you're helping somebody get to advisor. And also, as you hear these numbers, when somebody calls and say, well, how much order I need to make, you say, we're going to call Bob and Jenny and find out. And versus doing that, you can figure it out yourself. What's your personal volume? 500. Okay, what's your group volume? So in this case, a personal order is $200, and it had a wholesale customer order at $300. Well, let's just throw into the scenario in, okay? Say if this person enrolls somebody and becomes a wholesale customer for $200. Now what's their group volume in this scenario? It's $1,000 as your group volume. Why is it $1,000 your group volume? The reason why is because $500. This is you got to figure this out as group volume because this is somebody who's in qualification towards advisorship. In this case, you have somebody who made a $300 order plus he enrolled somebody as a wholesale customer at $200. Now, in this case, and you're going to learn how to get to advisor. In this case, this is $500 worth of personal volume from this guy. Now he's in qualification towards advisorship. While he's in qualification towards advisorship, your volume goes from personal volume to group volume. So combined here, it's $1,000 of the group volume and $200 of the personal volume. Now the reason why this is so relevant because we're talking about getting to advisor. If you're helping this person out and this person happens to not be an advisor, this is very important to know because when somebody's becoming an advisor, one of the criteria if someone's working their way up to advisor, they need to have $500 of personal volume. If they don't have $500 of personal volume, they're not considered working towards advisor. Well, in this case, if this person enrolls somebody at $200, you'd be excited about it because you're helping them out. But if you don't know this, they don't know that they need to do another $300 of personal volume. They need to enroll somebody else at $300 or a couple people at $150 or ordering $300 of personal product themselves. Is that making sense? It's very important to know, and it's really simple. Simplify this entire thing. This is just math. Anything separate it from this person down. Any person that he signs up, separate it all. Put this person in a different category. Once this volume gets over $500, if they're not an advisor, it gets towards group volume. Anything that's created. So pay attention to his personal volume could become your group volume. And the only reason why that's important is if someone's going on their qualification towards advisorship. If you're already an advisor, it's irrelevant, it's just volume. So you just pay attention to volume. Does that make sense? Again, this is one of those things, guys, whether this is 6th grade algebra or college calculus, this is not something you're going to learn, just everything's going to make sense. I mean, I had to sit down and actually study of how the pay plan works. But again, the more I understood it, the more I got excited about this business. So some of you might be saying, well, what's the point of personal group volume? I'm going to get to that, and it becomes very relevant down the road. But just know it's going to start unlocking some wisdom as far as really how powerful AdvoCare is as a business. And again, this $200, this $300, all this volume is, you know what it is? It's lives being changed with the products. the powerful thing about this is that $200 is not $200 of just an irrelevant, erroneous amount of money. It's actually a 24-day challenge that's going to help somebody lose weight. Again, don't lose sight of the fact that we're here to do one thing, that's impact people's lives. And we're helping volume and helping people create volume. Again, it's about the product. It's about the end user, about them being impacted personally with the products. Now, here's where it becomes relevant. As an advocate, we have a terminology called advisor. And we really need to know whether you're already an advisor or not. You need to know how to communicate how to get to advisor. And it's one of those things, if you can give them the benefits versus the X's and O's or the reasons or the whole different ways of doing it, you got to be able to promote the benefits of becoming an advisor. And it's not just about jumping away at the advisor level. I mean, that's the quickest, most efficient way of becoming an advisor is jumping away at the advisor level. But that's not the only way of doing it. Jenny and I, we worked our way up to advisor in 17 days. We didn't jump our way at the advisor level, so you can still become wealthy or still build a great business, whether you buy yourself your way in at the advisor level or work your way up. I will say this, if Jenny and I knew of all the benefits, or if we had actually had ears to hear the benefits of becoming an advisor, we would have done it a lot faster. If people really understand the reasons why or the benefits of becoming an advisor. Here's some of the benefits. I'll read these off to you so you can write them down. Our products are about the end user. They sell fast. I mean, if you have 18 to 20 people that want to buy a 24-day challenge, that's an advisor order. When I'm explaining an advisor order, it's basically you get to order $3,000 of product of your choice. You get to order $3,000 of product of your choice. Does it cost $3,000? Absolutely not. When we say, how much does it cost? Well, it costs $3,000. No, it doesn't cost $3,000. The reason why is because you get to order $3,000 of product of your choice. The product's going to be marketable. The product is going to be going directly to the people you love and care about, whether it be just 24-day challenge, whether it be performance products, whether it be all canisters of Spark, it's $3,000 of product. It's not a store. You're not ordering a bunch of prostate support and Formula W and all these products that maybe you may want to take it, but it's not going to be necessarily marketable. You want to market the energy and the weight loss side, whether it be 24-day challenge, whether it be performance products, wherever you're looking to market to the people you're personally associated with, it's $3,000 of product of your choice. Now, the actual investment, and it is an investment. The reason why it's an investment is you get something in return. It's not like it's a sunk cost. We've got to focus in our terminology. There's no such thing as cost. So, the $2,100 investment, and the reason why it's an investment is because when you buy $3,000 of product for $2,100, you get a return on your investment. Pay attention to your terminology. If you're not saying that, if you're saying it's a cost, people associate cost with negativity. They associate investment with positivity. Focus on your terminology, because I noticed as I would share that, and what I believed, and what I believe today, $2,100 is a small investment. Because I'm telling you, people, what they invest in, I'm talking about business owners. How many business owners do we have here? There's a lot. And not just AdvoCare people, but business, if you're buying a business, the overhead, the employment, the tools, everything that you have to do in order to run a business, according to talking about as far as big business and having employees, this is not like an AdvoCare. AdvoCare is a very minimal investment, but I believe that in my heart. When Jenny and I first got started, Jenny had a hard time saying $2,100. What we knew the key was, is Jenny, when we started talking to people about people becoming an advisor, Jenny would say, I got to use the restroom. Jenny would go to the restroom, and I would say, here's the deal. It's $2,100 investment. And I would be the one that, because I believed in my heart it was a minimal investment. That was part of our method of operation. Jenny would leave the room and go potty, and I would share $2,100. Because I believed in my heart it was a minimal investment. Because I know what it costs to build a business. As far as the amount of money. And it just makes sense for people. And the reason why that also is because we're going to be sharing class 11 and 12 as far as how to earn income. You're going to see, as becoming an advisor, how it's going to maximize your money. That's all about advisorship. When I'm explaining how to jump your way at the advisor level, I'm saying it to benefit them, not me. It would benefit me more is if they just work their way up. because I make more money. So you explain it with some authority about becoming an advisor. It's a smart business commitment. If you don't believe that, again, go back to the belief and figure out really what you believe as far as the benefit is of becoming an advisor. You receive a better discount. You have a stronger commitment. This is a monkey see, monkey do business. In other words, if you become an advisor and somebody says, well, what did you do? Well, I became an advisor. And so it's a kind of, people will duplicate exactly what you do. Like say if this is a shoe store, and I start out with just a space, and people walk in and say, well, what is this? Well, it's a shoe store. Well, where are the shoes? I said, I'll order them for you, but here's a catalog. You can take a look at it, and you know what they're going to do? They're going to walk right out that door and go to the shoe store that actually has inventory. I was just at a retail center last week, and I was looking for a black pair of dress shoes. They said, we don't have those in stock, but we can order them on the internet. I said, no, I'll go somewhere else. I want it right now. And guess how people are. They want it right now. And when we become an advisor, when we have an inventory, we always try to maintain some type of inventory. And the reason why is it's going to take 5 business days in order to get our product. How many people ran out of product before? And you're calling, will you please leave on the front porch? I've done it. Have some inventory. And that becoming an advisor, some people think that becoming an advisor immediately, it's almost a concern about a commitment. And the reality with this, somebody becomes an advisor immediately, it removes a lot of their commitments. Because if they have to work their way up, they have to go through a qualification process. And now I'm going to explain the qualification process. And it is exciting stuff. It's not. It can be confusing. We're not just explaining personal volume and group volume. Half you guys are like, I don't get it. Stop. Rewind. Play. I don't understand. So when we're talking about qualification, we need to know some of those numbers. It removes all that stress. They just jump away with their advisor level, they're done. They start earning income all 5 ways from the company. That's another benefit. You immediately start earning income. Start earning retail, wholesale, overrides, all this stuff, all the ways you earn income. Once you become a fully qualified advisor, you're eligible to earn bonuses, which we'll talk about here soon. Then last but not least, all the unopened product is satisfaction guaranteed. What has that? If you open up a franchise, can you say a month down the road, you know what, I'm sorry, this is kind of a mistake. Can I get my money back? Here's all the my frozen burger patties I didn't open up. No. Think about what we have in AdvoCare. Think about the amount of income we can earn from AdvoCare and the amount of investment it actually takes. Business owners, you know what I'm talking about as far as what we have? It's satisfaction guaranteed for all the unopened products. And if someone balks at that, because I've had people say, well, what about the unopened products? Well, you can't return products you ingested in your body. I can't help you out with that. I'm going to teach people how to work their way up towards advisorship. A couple of key things you need to know when someone's working their way up to advisor. One, you have to know pay periods. And we already talked about pay periods. Yes. And the second thing is you have to know personal volume. Because those are the 2 criteria that we have when somebody's working their way up to advisor, is it has to happen over 3 consecutive pay periods. And the second thing is that you have to have a minimum of, for those 3 consecutive pay periods, a minimum of $500 of personal volume during the qualification process. So let's draw that out for you, and I'll give you a couple examples and scenarios. So we have pay periods, and this reflects time. When we looked at pay periods and the pay period ending up in August 16th, this could be the close of a pay period. And this is roughly a 2-week time frame. But just simplicity, I'm just going to talk about pay periods. It can be 2 weeks. We happen to have a 3-week pay period coming up. Just know this is simplicity. I'm going to run through it really fast. Let me give you a couple of examples. So one of the criteria is 3 consecutive pay periods. Now that consecutive pay periods can happen at any time during their distributorship. They can become a distributor at $79, and 3 months down the road, say, okay, this is what I want to begin my qualification process. They don't have to begin the qualification process right immediately when they sign up. That doesn't happen. Just whatever they decide to say yes and start moving forward, that's when the qualification. Don't complicate that process. So it's 3 consecutive papers. Now, personal volume, $500 minimum of personal volume. Just give you a couple of examples. One, and over this time frame, they have to accumulate that $3,000 worth of product over this time frame. And the reason why we have consecutive papers is if we didn't have consecutive papers, if they could do it over the course of a year, everybody in AdvoCare would become an advisor. We have to get some type of criteria for people to get a bigger discount. It's not going to accumulate over a 12-month period of time. So if you have to accumulate $3,000 of product, and say every pay period you do the minimum personal purchase or minimum personal volume of $500, what is that up to? So do you become an advisor? No. Hey, yeah. Good job. You don't become an advisor. It's a minimum volume of $500. You got to make it up some way somehow. Whether you're recruiting somebody else, retailing more product, personally ordering more product, you got to make it up some way somehow. And then, to give you an example really quickly, say if you make a $500 product order, sometimes people just need to do that. The actual investment is not $500. What is it? $375, because you're buying the products at a 25% discount. If you order products between $500 and $1,499, that's 25% discount. From $1,500 to $2,999, it's at 30% off. And then from $3,000 plus, the first order is at 30% off. And then every order after that is at 40% off. So when somebody's in the qualification, you could order $500 in personal volume, and say you talk to your mom, and your mom says, well, I want nothing to do with business, but I would love the biggest discount possible. And she orders the advisor order, which sometimes makes sense just for consumers. Don't be afraid of sharing that with consumers, because if someone at a retail center said, okay, here's the deal, you can buy today $3,000 worth of clothes. May sound excessive, but in that $3,000 worth of clothes, for the rest of your life, and you get a 40% discount when you walk in this retail center. I would do it if there was such a thing, but there's not. Only in the world of AdvoCare do we have such a thing. Because the cool thing is, once somebody becomes an advisor, gets a 40% discount on the products, they have 0 order requirements to maintain that 40% discount. They will always be at 40% discount. So when the mom says, well, I just want the discount on the products, that's a great thing. You know why? You made a $500, and you meet the requirement, the minimum requirement for, did you do it in 3 consecutive pay periods? Yeah, because it only took 1 day, 1 consecutive pay period. How much volume requirements does it take to become an advisor? $3,000. Did you reach that requirement? Yes, you did. Because you have $500 worth of personal purchases, that's the other requirement. Did you meet that requirement? $500 in personal volume? Yes, you did. Say if you order $200 in personal volume, and you talk to your mom, and your mom orders an advisor order. Now, what's the requirements? Does this happen over 3 consecutive pay periods? Well, yes, they happen in 1 pay period. Now, did you accumulate $3,000 in volume? Yeah, you accumulated $3,000. Did you get $5,000 in personal, or $500 in personal volume? No. See, right here, in order to capture this, just to give you another scenario, you need to either A, order $300 more in product, because you need to get to that $500 in personal volume. If you want to get to advisor, we need to make sure we reach those requirements. Again, those are the requirements on the way to advisorship. 3 consecutive pay periods, accumulating $3,000 worth of volume, and a minimum of a $500 personal volume order. Now, what's great about this, check this out. This is what's beautiful about this whole process, is the fact that someone can do a $200 order, 1 24-day challenge, approximately. Have the mom become an advisor, and then talk to their friend, and then their friend says, well, I'd like to buy some products, and I don't want anything to do with business, I don't want to be in qualification towards advisorship, and maybe they order $300 worth of volume. Now, what type of volume is this? Personal volume. So does that count towards, Yes. What's great about this, we can even change it up. Check this out. And again, this is where it comes into, you want to know all the different, you want to know all the terms. You want to know personal volume, group volume. That's all the terms you really need to know as far as getting to advisorship. What's great about this is say if an individual orders $100 in product, and their mom does the same thing, orders $3,000 in product. They say, well, I don't have $400 to get my personal volume up. Well, but they have 4 other friends or 5 other friends that they talk to. Say, well, what did you do? I said, I ordered $100 of product. I ordered a couple canisters of Spark. Well, so I can do that. So they talk to a friend, order $100 of product. Talk to another friend, order $100 of product. Or exactly, Corey, exactly right. This friend, what's in this scenario, how much personal volume did you accumulate? 500. Exactly. So what's beautiful about it, somebody become an advisor, buy $100 worth of product, and accumulate all the criteria in order to become an advisor. Isn't that great? Where somebody they don't have to. There's no such thing as have to. Only have to is those 3 requirements. Consecutive pay periods, total volume, or $3,000 in volume, plus $500 of personal volume, as they're working their way up to advisor. Yeah, Bridget. Yeah, yeah. Now check it. Watch this, Bridget. And I'm just going to give you those because I'm telling you there are. I'm open Pandora's box. I mean, there's or like I crank the little Jack in the box, and all of a sudden, whoop, there comes Jack. And I'm telling you, there's so many scenarios. Again, you only need 3 criteria. What are the 3 criteria? $500 of personal volume, a total of 3 pay periods, and $3,000 of the total volume. Those are all the criteria you need to have. So I'm just telling you, as far as an example, Bridget, let's work on that example. Say we have $500 of personal. I order $500 of product. Order a couple 24-day challenges and a few canisters of Spark. You picking it up? Okay. And I talked to one of my friends, and he says, hey, Bob, what'd you do? I said, well, I ordered $500 of product. And so he decided to do the exact same thing. And the great thing about Advocare is I can talk to his friend and say, well, what did you do, friend? Billy, Bob, whatever his name is. What did you do? Well, I ordered $500 of product. The next week, we can talk to one of his friends, and this has happened before. So don't say this. I mean, this has happened where it's continued to build down. So what do you do? Order $500 in product, and it keeps on going down. Okay, what are the 3 criteria? $500 of personal volume. Did we reach that criteria? Good, good. 3 consecutive pay periods. Oh yeah, having 1 pay period again. We're going to talk about pay periods soon. And total volume, reaching $3,000. Yes, you're exactly right. The beautiful thing about this is you become an advisor. This person did he meet his requirements? Yes, he did. As far as him on his way to working towards advisorship, yes, he did. What was his personal volume? 500. What was his group volume? His actual group volume is $2,000 in the group volume. So this pay period is over with. You become an advisor. Now we roll into the second pay period for this guy. And say it's Billy Bob, because I know a lot of Billy Bobs. And Billy Bob, you already become an advisor, and he's right now in his second qualification pay period. He has $2,000 in group volume, $500 in personal volume, there's $2,500 in volume. Right here, he can order $500 in personal volume, just to order $500 in product. He becomes an advisor. So he becomes an advisor. And these people are qualifications. See if you just focus on those 3 criteria, the numbers, the scenarios can boggle your mind. I mean, you can go into scenario after scenario. That's why a lot of times you just got to go through the process. But if you know those 3 things, if you know pay periods, if you know PGV, personal and group volume, and if you know becoming an advisor as far as the accumulation of $3,000 of product, it's going to happen, effectively. let me explain. There's two different terminologies there. One is advisorship, and the second thing is a 40% distributor. And there's a difference there. If somebody doesn't want to do AdvoCare as a business, they just want a 40% discount, they have zero order requirements. So they will always be at 40%. But they will not be able to earn income because they're not considered a fully qualified advisor, so they're not looking to do AdvoCare as a business. Whatever floats his boat, as far as, if he wants to do that, that's fine. If he wants to earn income, I always encourage you just based upon, you never know. We all know 6 months can change a lot of people. 6 month scenarios can change immediately. And so I always just encourage people to be qualified based upon the fact that you never know 6 months down the road they may decide to do AdvoCare as a business. And if that's the case, they're fully qualified advisorship. So, make sense? Open up a can of worms. It's good. If we all have that terminology down, pay periods, and if we all understand we really don't have to know a lot, and we'll be able to problem solve through the scenarios. Now, I will say, problem solving is one of my strengths. I know how to problem solve like volume scenarios. I know how to problem solve through, volumes. I mean, that's where I'm. So for me to teach it, it's just already in my brain, and so I can always. I know how to work the volumes. I know how to not work them, but I know how to problem solve through that process. For some of you, it may take a little bit. It may take some figuring out as far as, okay, how do these numbers work? But if you just know some of those definitions we already covered, we can work through any scenario. So let's talk about some other scenarios here. Okay. Say you talk to somebody, they come to the Thursday Night Mixer. They want nothing to do with AdvoCare as a business. They get it on the 24-day challenge. 10 days into it, they've lost 8 pounds. How many times has this happened where they want nothing to do with the business, they hear about the business because you're putting them in the success system, they want nothing to do with it, but then they lose 8 pounds, like, well, my goodness, this is not the placebo effect, this actually works. And they lose 8 pounds. Well, then they start thinking, okay, I want to do this as a business. This happens at the very beginning of the papers. Maybe this happens last Thursday night, they were the 24-day challenge. Well, are they in qualification right now towards advisorship? No, they're wholesale customers. They ordered $200 in pocket, cost them 20% off, all right? But now, when they lost the weight, now they're starting to think about the business. So when they start to think about the business, they're putting other people in the success system. And they bring some other people to the mixer. And maybe you talk to them and they want to do AdvoCare as a business. And they order $500. Is this person right here in qualification towards advisorship? No. Why is that? They haven't done 500. Exactly. You got it. You're getting it down. Now, this person comes to a mixer. Now, this person invites one of their friends, and they order $500 in product. Is this person in qualification towards advisorship? No, they're not yet. Now, do they have a lot of volume? Yes. This is something you want to work with. This is exciting stuff. It's hard to. Things are rolling. Things are moving. Is this person in qualification towards advisorship? Yes, he's in. Is this person in qualification? Yes, you're getting it. Now, what this person has to do is he has to make up some volume. Now, the next mixer comes along, and somebody signs up, ironically enough, at $300. It's amazing how that happens. Very seldom happens like that. I'm just explaining the power as far as volume goes. Now is this person in qualification as advisorship? Okay, the pay period ends. It's amazing what you can get accomplished in 2 weeks in AdvoCare. And the volumes can add up quickly. Now, what was the accumulation of volume during the first pay period? 1,500 exactly. Did it happen over 3 consecutive pay periods? Yes. Did they accumulate $500 in personal volume? Yes. And so they're during the qualification. Now the second pay period comes up, and it gets to the whole pay period. These people they just want to be happy product users. This person's at 25%. This person's at 25%. They're just happy with AdvoCare products. And so you talk to them and say, well, in order to continue to qualify as an advisor, we need to make sure you get your volume up to at least $500, and you need to make a $500 order. And well, the great thing about this is that they reach $1,500. So right now they're at the 30% discount level because again, the 30% discount level is between $1,500 and $29.99. So this person's at 30%. So they order $500 retail value of product right here. Now, is this person still in qualification towards advisorship? Is this person in qualification towards advisorship? No, because the second paper it came and it went. And the great thing is they can decide right here to start being in qualification again. But they're no longer in qualification because the consecutive pay periods have stopped. You follow me? Nod your head, smile at me a couple times. This is exciting stuff here, guys. Get ready. Now, third pay period comes along. They order $500 of product. Now, how much volume do we have total? Well, it's the third pay period. Has he become an advisor yet? No. So, say he talks to his friend. Maybe this guy just likes a product, but he's lost 15, 20 pounds. And now he's excited about the business. Well, he decides to be in qualification towards advisorship again. Do we reach all the requirement for becoming an advisor? How many consecutive papers did it take? How much volume in total did it take? Did he reach his $500 of personal volume orders? Yes. What happened? What would happen though if he didn't do any purchases? Did it happen over 3 consecutive pay periods? Yes, it happened in 3 consecutive pay periods. How much total volume did it take? 3,000. Yes, but did this person qualify for advisorship? Why? He didn't have $500 in personal volume. What the wild thing is here is that he didn't even have to make a product order necessarily. He could have signed 2 people up at $250 as wholesale customers. Now, in this scenario, yes, because you know the definition of personal volume and group volume. You had $500 in personal volume. Total PGV over the 3 consecutive pay periods is $3,000. Actually, in this scenario, it's $3,500. So did you become an advisor? Good. Don't get it? So excited about this? It's good. This is why we go into it, because there's so many scenarios. But again, if you just know those 3 things, you don't have to try to figure it out. You know the 3 definitions you need in order to work your way up to advisor. Now, what's the whole purpose of this? The whole purpose goes into the pay plan. When we talk about the pay plan, this is where the numbers, usually you know a few more definitions, that's it. But the great thing about when we're talking about the pay plan, it's just sheer volume. Once you become an advisor, it's just about volume. There's 2 other ways you can earn income that I'm going to discuss here in class 11 that have to deal with if you're even not an advisor. The first one is retail profit. What is retail profit? Well, if someone's at a 20% discount, can they earn retail profit? Yeah. If they order $100 in product and they're at 20% discount, how much should it cost them? And if they sell at a retail value, how much money do they make? $20, exactly right. That's retail profit. So somebody can be between a 20% discount all the way up to a 40% discount, and they're going to earn retail profit. So somebody can still earn income even if they're not an advisor. That's the first way of getting paid. If you're an advocate, it's the most simplest to understand. This is how most businesses run on, is sheer retail profit. And the money is dispersed through all the distribution levels. In Advocare, that's where the power of how we get paid here is. There's one way of earning income, which is retail profit, but through the distribution patterns that most companies deal with, all the money is dispersed throughout the entire company, throughout the entire manufacturing facility, throughout the entire distribution centers. Instead of doing that, the money that's earned, rather than being through the distribution chain, it goes to one chain. That's through your business. That's why it's so powerful as far as how we earn income. There's so many different ways to earn income. That's the first way. The second way is called wholesale commissions. Can you earn wholesale commissions if you're not an advisor? Yes, you can actually. Say if someone's at 30%, so you're at a 30% discount, and you talk to your friend, that enrolls, is at a 25% discount. Say they order, just for simple math purposes, they order $200 worth of product, okay? And they, like their friend that orders products at a 20% discount, or $200 of product, and say they retail $100 worth of product. Here. Some of you are just, I've lost you, but just revert back to 7th grade, okay? This is just, I'm just telling you, it's not as overwhelming as you may think, because most people, what they end up doing, to be honest with you, when we're talking about the compensation plan, how we work here in this business, they start getting overwhelmed with the percentages. The beautiful thing about Advocare is they figure it out for you. You don't really have to, you just get your paycheck. You don't have to figure out the percentages. It's not like normal business where you have to figure out all the ways your income. And that's really the second thing, what's exciting about this, and you're trying to get overwhelmed as far as the percentages and all that stuff, you don't even have to worry about that. And the reason why is because we have product flowing in your business. When you have product flowing in your business, that's a thriving business. You never know what's going to take place in this business. Well, how do you earn income? Wholesale commissions. Well, if you can't earn retail profit, this person's at 25%. Can we earn retail profit from this person? No, we can't. We can't earn retail profit. But there is a difference between your discount and their discount. That's what's considered a wholesale commissions. So Advocare pays out 40% on the dollar. If you're at 30% and your friend's at 25%, what's the difference between your discount and their discount? 5%, exactly. And they order $200 of product at 25% off, how much money are they going to be saving? 25% of $200, they're going to be saving $50. Come on, Mr. Follow me. They're going to be ordering $50, okay? Now, when they order at 25% off, they're going to be saving themselves $50 or making themselves $50 if they decide to sell the amount of product. Well, where's that 5% go? The computer system figures it out for you. What's 5% of $200? $10, which is very exciting stuff, isn't it? Oh, the computer system figured it out for you and they save you $10. Now, in this scenario, if this person's at 20%, this person's at 25%, and they order $200 of product, in this scenario, the difference between your discount and their discount is what? So, in this scenario as well, this order, $10 is going to go to this person. But now there's a difference between your discount and their discount. Well, 5% went to this person, so another 5% is going to go to this person because there's a difference in discount levels. So now, another $10 out of this order is going. So now this person's earning $20. Now they sell $100 of the retail product. If they order that same product and sold it at 30% off, in retail profit, how much money are they making? $30. Then now, so now you're getting it. So total, how much does this person earn? $50. Exciting, huh? $50. How much does this person earn? $10. Exactly. So can you earn wholesale commissions without becoming an advisor? Yes. Now, if this person was an advisor, they would pretty much double their income, close to double their income. So I mean, it can be a big difference. So let's do that. Say you talk to this guy and say, hey, if you would have become an advisor on the front end, I mean, you would have doubled your money there. You probably would have earned about $80 or $90. So I want to become an advisor, so I'm going to become an advisor. All the cool people are doing it. So now this person's at 40%. What's the difference between your discount and this person's discount? 15%, okay? There's a 5% discount. This difference here and here. There's a 10% difference. Oh, 15% difference. This 5% goes here. Is that right? Yeah, 15%. Okay, anyways, sorry about that. So $200, 5%, this person still earns $10. Now, if this person orders $200 in product, the difference between your discount and their discount is 15%. 15% of $200 is $30. So you more than doubled your money as becoming an advisor. It used to be $10, now it's $30. Same $200 of product. The difference between 5% went to this person, so you can't earn 20%, because 5% already went here. So now it's 20 minus 5, which now 15% again is going towards you. In this scenario, it's $30. Well, you sold $100 of product at retail value, 40% off. How much money did you make there? So now you earn a total of $100 of retail profit and wholesale commissions. Again, it's just a difference in percentages. In the whole process here, most of the time this scenario happens, then the first way of getting paid, the second way of getting paid, most of the time the scenario happens by accident, and all you're trying to do is try to move product. And somebody at the end of the pay period, which a pay period happens how often? First and third Tuesday of every month. Sometimes it's a 3-week time frame on the seldom anomalies of a free pay period. But the point is that during that whole process of you work in your business and just impacting people, most of these people are just product consumers, ordering a 24-day challenge here and there. Look at the amount of money. This is what I want you to understand. We sold 2 24-day challenges. In a 2-week time frame, over 14 days, we only found 2 people that wanted to lose weight. Not only that, one person is a college student, and all they want is 2 canisters of Spark. 2 canisters of Spark, 2 24-day challenges, you earn $100? That's pretty significant. For me, that was significant. Maybe not for you. For me, back in November '99, when I graduated, $100 was significant towards me. And so just moving 2 24-day challenges, the beautiful thing about AgroCare, and this is the power behind it, where we get compensated, is that this is a one-time order, and next month, guess what's going to happen? They're going to want the hookup. And when they want the hookup, where are they going to go? To you, or to the website. And the beautiful thing about this, they're at a 25%, you're at a 20%, you're not even touching the product. They're just ordering it online, shipping it to their house. You're sitting at home, you're calling, following up, making sure they're taken care of over the process. They're taking products, and then this whole time frame, if you did this every single month, you'd earn an extra $100 a month. That's why we talk about somebody doing AgroCare as a hobby and how they can earn significant income. Just $100 extra per month by talking to 3 people that want to take AgroCare products. And the beautiful thing about this, they're at 20%, they're at 25%, they're locked in the system with you, and as a result, you can continue to earn that income. And that's just the first 2 ways we get paid. I know for some of you that's really exciting. But for me, when I saw this and the amount of income I was going to earn, what I started to do is I started multiplying this by dozens. And over the process of building a business, I knew I could find more than 2 people that wanted a 24-day challenge, and 1 person wanted 2 canisters of Spark. It starts adding up quickly. The next month, I'm not only finding these 2 people and helping them out, but I'm also finding 2 more next month. And again, my income goes from $100, now it's $200. The next month after that, 3 months down the road, I decided to find 2 more. My income goes from $200 to $300 a month. Next month, over a 6-month time, you're making $600 a month by just helping 2 people or 3 people every single month to get on product. And you're earning an extra $600 a month after 6 months. Not complicated, isn't it?